So, you want to be a trucker, huh? Well, here are some things you should look for when searching for your company, in my opinion. Now, everybody has different wants and needs out of a company, but I'm going to explain my process and what I did and what I would do going forward. So stay tuned. Come on. Attention, new truckers! That was so stupid. Alright, so when it comes to looking for a company to drive for, work for new drivers. Now, the older truckers, the old school guys, they're more of them are owner operators. They're just looking for companies to either lease onto or, they're running under their own authority, so they do what they want to do. But for newer truckers and, I'm still fairly new into this game, but I already understand like how these companies work. But for new truckers that's just now getting into it, I would honestly say if you're looking for a company, a starter company, a good one to look for is one that offers they offer you the CDL. In my opinion, that's what I did. Just because I wasn't about to pay thousands of dollars for CDL endorsement put on my license. Thousands of dollars. So I went to a company that offered the CDL training, and you obviously, if you go through a company to do that, you start on with that company. That's just how it works. I think that's the best way to do it. You're not out of your pocket thousands of dollars. You get your training, and if you don't meet their standards, then you don't obviously get the training you need to pass that actual CDL test. So there's plenty of companies out there that will offer you the CDL training. Just depends on if you want to go flatbed or drop van or what. I don't know of many flatbed companies that offer it, because most of them require you to have at least 1 year of training under your belt. So flatbed side, there's very few. Feel free to comment down below if you know of any companies, flatbed specific, that offer CDL training. I'm going to do some research and find a few. I'm going to put them down in the description below. And if I miss any or get some wrong, don't hesitate to comment and let me know. I'll get it corrected. But for the drop van, there's plenty. There's pretty sure Swift. I'm not sure about Swift, but I'm pretty sure Swift does. Western Express. Now don't quote me because I could be wrong, but these are starter companies. So I said Swift, Western Express. I believe Schneider may do it. Maybe even Prime. I'm not sure. And then RE West, they do it. That's who I went through. RE West. I've never said who that starter company was for me, but I went through RE West just because it was in my area where I lived. It's closer. Yeah, just look at starter companies, and if they offer you the CDL, and if they do, great. You go to the training. Mine was I think I trained on their yard for, I believe, 3 weeks. And I got, top to bottom, front to back, pre-trip inspection training, the driving training, learn how to drive a manual, so I don't have that, that endorsement that doesn't allow me to drive a manual if my truck was to break down. I got a loaner truck and it was a manual, so I can drive a manual, even though I'm driving a steering wheel. I'm a steering wheel holder. I can drive a manual. So I got that training, and then went to the DMV, took the CDL test, passed that, and then went back to the yard and took the road test with the company, and passed that. And then I went out on the road with my trainer for 3 weeks. So in total, I got about a month and a half worth of testing and driving training and all that stuff. And then I was putting my own truck, and then was there for about a year and a half, and then came to where I am now. So how I came across RE West was, well, for one, like I said, it was close to my house. So, commuting back and forth was a little bit easier rather than going somewhere, across state lines, hours away, staying in a hotel and all that stuff. So they were close to my house, and I didn't really know what I was looking for in a company, because it was my first actual over-the-road company. So I was sold that dream. It was the sign-on bonus. It was the home on weekends, because obviously I have a family, so home every weekend was a possibility. What else was it? Obviously my own truck. Wasn't no slip seating or nothing like that. My truck was my truck. What else? Oh, and then the pay. I think the pay was, I can't even remember, but the pay wasn't what they said it was going to be, because that's how they get you in the door. So obviously, being a new trucker, I wasn't going to start out, making 55, 60, 65 cents per mile, things like that. I started at a measly 42. So yeah, 42 cents a mile, which, being a brand new trucker, I thought that was great. But it turned out not to be. All the hopes and dreams that were sold fell through the roof. Home time wasn't what it was. I was supposed to be getting home, early Friday mornings, and that was with how they gave me my dispatches. So like, it was supposed to have been like, you'll be coming in Friday mornings, and you'll have your Friday afternoon, all Saturday, and then leave Monday, except Sunday too, I think. But that was poop show. So I would get in Friday afternoon, sometimes Friday night, have to use a company car to drive home, because obviously kids are sleeping, wife don't drive in the dark. So I have to use a company car sometimes to go home and then come back. But here's the thing, I would get back, if it was a Friday night, Friday night, and then I got my Saturday, and then my dispatcher would send me a dispatch to leave Sunday. So I was like, all right, maybe, it's just this one time. But nope, it was like that every time. All my dispatches would send me right back out Sunday for delivery Monday, which I guess that's what they took. You leave Monday, your week starts Monday, but you gotta leave Sunday to get to your delivery. So I was like, yep, okay, check, got that. I go on about a year and a half doing this, and things just didn't work out how they were supposed to. Got screwed out of holidays and stuff like that. So I'm out. Told them flat out that yep, I'm done. 2 weeks is going in as soon as I get back. So I finished out my 2 weeks and did more research and found J-Row. Now what I was looking for was home time, better pay, great culture, family oriented, great equipment. Obviously nothing that's gonna break down on me. They take care of it. Because speaking of the other company, man, I had tires blow out on my trailer. I had a softball sized bubble on my drive tire. I don't even know how that happens. And they ran those super singles. So, you lose one of those, you down for hours because it takes forever for them to come fix a tire. So that was a no-go too. But anyways, so with this company, home time, family oriented, great equipment, great culture, just all of that, a place that makes you feel like home, so I found this company and once again close to where I live. This terminal I'm out of, close to where I live. They're based out of Warren, Ohio. So they have a terminal 45 minutes from my house. So even closer than where I was going, hour and a half one way just to get to my trucks. They wouldn't let me park it at the house. Another one. This J-Row lets me park wherever I can park. That's free. If I have to pay for parking, then I have to pay for parking. But I do not have to park it at the terminal. I can park it where it's convenient for me, which is a plus. So all those things factored in. So I think I applied. I found them like within a week of my 2 weeks. So I applied and got the phone call, and I was like, oh yeah. I'll come in for an interview. Like, I got about a week left in my 2 weeks, and I can be right over there as soon as I turn in my truck. So that's that's what I did. As soon as I handed my keys, to the HR at West, I headed straight to the J-Row terminal and took my drug test, and just talked to the recruiter there. Her name's Lisa, by the way. So if you're looking to work for J-Row or would like to work for J-Row, you can talk to Lisa. She's out of the Springfield, Tennessee terminal. And excuse me. Yeah. But I applied. They you apply on their website, and then they contact you. So I drug test same day I turned in my keys from my other truck, and that was on a I think I got in early that week. I actually got in on a Thursday with them instead of a Friday, so it worked out good because I got that Thursday, turned my keys in, went and took my drug test, and then went back Monday, that following Monday. So I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all of that Monday, went back and did my orientation. And then by Wednesday, I was in a truck and I was rolling, boy. And let me tell you, when I say I was rolling, because I was used to a truck that was governed at 65. So all their trucks are governed at 72, but the one that I got in, my very first one with them, was governed at 76. Yeah, I think it was 76. So I was smoking, boy, smoking. Oh, don't turn off. Dang. Oh well, it's alright. So yeah, got with them, and I've been here ever since. Like I said, this company legit is family oriented. The culture is great. Now, speaking of culture, all you guys that work for companies, when you see another truck from your company going down the highway, do y'all wave at each other? You throw your hand up, throw deuces, do one of these numbers, something like that, just to acknowledge that you see them, saying, hey. Get on the CB, say hey if they got one, if you notice that. Yeah, every time I pass one of our trucks, it's a wave, it's something. So and I watch other companies when they pass each other, if they do that and they just, stone cold blinders on or whatever. And it that's how it is, but that's what I like. If you see one of your coworkers out there, you acknowledge, even though you're not speaking, just hey, what's up, because I know eventually you'll cross paths getting loaded, unloaded at a terminal, whatever case may be, and you'll obviously speak then too. But family oriented, every time I go to my home terminal, everybody's like, hey, what's up, blah blah blah. I'll sit and talk with my dispatcher. I talked to that man one time for I think 20 minutes, and I was just asking a question. I was just asking a question about one of our receivers, the New Windsor, what was going on, if he knew any what the issue was there, and he didn't. He just said it was the fiscal year stuff, all that. But that turned into like a 20-minute conversation, which is fine. But just talking to him. Like I said, Lisa, she's a nice lady. Say hey to her. The maintenance guys are all good. The lady that takes our paperwork, she got a little chihuahua, she nice too. But all of them nice. They ain't never got they ain't never like pissed off about nothing, it seems like. I mean, I'm sure they have their moments, but when you interact with them, it's never like that. It's always kind and stuff like that. Now the other terminal, the main terminal of the company, everybody there is even better. Like, there's a guy there that they call me his son because we have the same last name. So that's the running joke up there at that terminal. But all those dudes, all of them great. All the ladies in the office, they're great. And they always ask me if my terminal's treating me, I'm getting everything that I need or whatever, helping me out, make sure I get loaded and all that stuff. So, oh yeah, everything's great. Yeah, equipment, great equipment. Although I got put in a 2021 when I started, and they rotate trucks every 3 years. So I got put in a 2021. So 2024 was rolling around. And that's when they been getting a year. That's when they start getting a new truck. So I got put in a 2025 and 2024. My trailer was a 2019, I think, something like that. And they rotate trailers every 5 years. So you do the math. I now got a 2026 trailer. So brand new truck, brand new trailer. First year being with the company. So that's just how it is. And this, so you do the math, every 3 years, the truck is going to have about, depending on how you run, it should have at least 300,000 miles on it. So every 300,000 miles, they're getting ready to start rotating these things out. So that's good. That was good to know. Every 3 years, you get a brand new truck. Every 5 years, a new trailer. Which trailer, it's going to get beat up hauling. It's going to get beat up. So, every 5 years is actually pretty good for a company to be able to do that. And then the trucks every 3, and it ain't they ain't leasing them either. They're buying them. So make sure you go to a company that they own their equipment, because if they don't, you have to rely on, if they're leasing in a leasing contract with them, like Penske or Ryder, and you get put in one of those, like, they may own some of their trucks, but a lot of their trucks are leased. So if you get in one of those leased trucks, you now have to worry about that company coming to fix your truck if you break down, Ryder, Penske, whoever it is, and that's going to be hours instead of getting it regularly maintenance like it's supposed to with your own company. I think that's a huge factor in it too. Yeah, make sure they got good fuel spots. We fuel at Pilot Flying J, which that's good. get your pilot points. I don't know how Petro and TA and all those work and Loves, but you get Loves points. But I hear the only way you can get a free shower is if you fuel a certain amount, or if you buy a certain amount. Now I know Pilot Flying J, every 50 gallons gets you 1 shower credit or a half a shower credit or something. But if you do 1,000 gallons in a month, you got free showers for the next month. So then you don't even have to worry about it. And then, like, as you keep fueling, you gonna keep shower power. So you'll never ever have to pay for showers. And if you run out of credits, you can't run out of credits because you got free showers anyway. Like, I got shower power, and I've had shower power for the last 3 years, and I still have 9 shower credits. See, I'm not even using the shower credits. So I don't know how the other ones work, but Pilot Flying J is a good one, and I'll park at other ones and, go in and check them out just to see how they are. But for the most part, they're all basically they're just about the same. So make sure they got a good fuel card system, all that stuff. Make sure your payroll is how it's supposed to be, and if you see an issue, you gotta go, try to attempt to take care of it, even though they're gonna give you the runaround. With certain companies, they're gonna give you a runaround saying, "Oh no, this is why this is this, and this is why this is that." Because I will tell you, with West, boy, you could not read their check stubs. They was some shady. It was so shady. Like, you could not read their check stubs. Like, when I tried to, I think I was trying to do my taxes or something, and I told them, I said, "Hey, I need my check stubs for the last 2 or 3 check stubs or something." So they printed off said check stub, and I took it to the place and gave it to them. They was like, "Where's the taxes?" I was like, "What do you mean, where's the taxes?" They was like, "What's being taken out? What's being withheld?" I was like, I don't know. That's your job. If the tax preparer can't read the check stub, that means there's something wrong. So that was also shady in itself. So yeah, be on the lookout for any shadiness. If you don't feel right about it, don't do it. But going to a starter company is probably your best bet, just because they're gonna take, they're gonna take who they can when they can, because they're trying to get, butts in their seats. That didn't do what it's supposed to do. There we go. And get you out on the road, but don't fall victim to the stereotypes of Western and Swift and Schneider, and they have a bad rap for bad drivers because their companies are literally just grabbing people that want to drive a truck, and they're giving them training, but they're not giving them proper training, and they're out here tearing stuff up. So just be mindful of that. If those are the companies you decide to go through, make sure you learn everything like you're supposed to and take your time, instead of them rushing you through training and you just being like, okay, I got it, when you don't know it. Ask your questions. Take the time outside of, when you're not in class learning, take the time outside of that to learn the material. Like, I spent, when I wasn't in the classroom, I was at home on YouTube or some kind of online book, reading over the pre-trip inspection, watching YouTube videos on how to properly do it. That way it was instilled. Like, I knew, like, I probably don't know it now, because now you just kind of, you don't go properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or damaged, nothing like that. You don't do none of that when you're out here on the road for real. You just kind of look over it, make sure nothing is severely damaged. If it is, you just make sure you take care of it. Call your, your dispatchers, maintenance people, whoever, and you take care of it that way. But for the most part, out on the road, you just check your fluids, check your belts, your hoses real quick, make sure nothing's between your tires, all that stuff. Just something real quick, not quick, but it's a thorough walkthrough is what it is, without doing all the lines and all that stuff. I know there's plenty of videos out there, but I think I'm gonna post a newer one, a refreshed one, because I mean they're all the same for the most part. But if you look up pre-trip inspection, you're gonna find one from 10 years ago, 7 years ago, not for 2025. So I think I'm gonna help y'all new guys out there trying to learn this stuff. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but it's gonna come. But just take my experience with my first company. I got the training I needed. I didn't tear nothing up in my first year and a half. Got the experience I needed to go on to a new company, and I'm here with this company, probably not going nowhere because it, and I'm glad that I did, because I don't like change for the most part. I don't like change. I like to stay where I'm at, seated where I am, and change just messes me all up. So, and I'm glad I did, because, once again, the wifey, she's like, you'll never know how another company is unless you just go try. And if it's bad, we'll just go back to this one and thug it out till another one comes about. So, what'd we do? Made that leap, found a great company, and now I have the deeper comparison between two different companies. Although they haul two different commodities, the culture between the two is night and day. Like, great training program over here at the starter, but the office was trash. Safety, trash. I don't get no calls from safety here. Nothing. Zero. And I drive the exact same way. So that, I mean, their trucks had like all those sensors and everything on it, and you get too close to something in front of you, it's sending a message to safety. You jerk the wheel a little too hard, changing lanes or something, or you reach up to, I don't know, and you grab the wheel weird and it jerks it, it's sending a signal to safety. Oh, you doing this, you doing that. Got camera in your face and facing outward. I don't got none of that. Camera faces out, that's it. Drive the same way. I get nothing. So, great company here at J-Row. If you think about coming over here, go on their website, J-Row, I think it's jrowtrans.com. Just go down, apply, and wait for your phone call. All great people. Nothing bad to say about anybody. I can go on and on about that other company, but I'm not gonna throw them on the bus anymore than I have already. So, that being said, new truckers, be mindful of what you're looking for in a company. Make sure it's what's best for you. Don't go to the one that sounds the best. I got lucky with mine because there was one, that was closer to my house. I had, them calling from Utah and where else was they calling from? Illinois, I think, and I don't remember, but they said I had to go all the way out to there. They wouldn't let me, go to any terminals that they had closer to my area. So I was like, nope. So yeah, just make sure you're mindful of it's all about you. If you're gonna be driving their truck, it should always be about you, not them. See, that's about to make me pull up a point about that other company. So look, I was about to end the video. This was like strike 1 or 2 with Wes, but my car had broke down and I couldn't get to the yard. That's why you should let your drivers take their trucks where they live, so they don't have to worry about this. But my car broke down, and I couldn't obviously get to the yard, so I called. No, let me see. I think I text. Yeah, I text the dispatcher that works on Sunday and said, hey, my car broke down. I can't get to the yard. I'm trying to find, accommodations to get there. He didn't respond for a while, but the I forgot what his job was, but he was like the head dispatcher or something. He's the one that sourced the loads and stuff. But he called and said, hey, so and so said your car broke down, you can't get to the yard, you getting it worked out? And I said, I'm trying to. I'll let y'all know if I can, or I'll let him know. And he said, okay. So I let him know that I couldn't find nobody. So you know what he said? This man said, so he was like, so you're not getting to the truck today? I said, no, I can't get there. He said, why don't you Uber? And I was like, an Uber to there is over $100, and I'm not paying over $100 to take a ride to go to work. No, that's not how that's gonna work. So his response was like, oh, so the company's gotta suffer because you can't get to work? And I was like, yeah. Unless you're gonna pay the $100 or send somebody from the yard to come get me, yeah, y'all are gonna suffer this load because I can't get to work, and I'm not paying over $100 for an Uber. So they figured it out. They sent this new guy that had just started working in the wash bay and the shop and stuff like that. They sent him in one of the company cars to pick me up, and we went on about our way. Like, you could have did that in the first place. Like, you could have did that Sunday when I was supposed to leave instead of waiting all day Monday, and you wouldn't have, quote unquote, suffered. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, he was only worried about a load getting delivered instead of the well-being of the driver getting to the truck to get said load to where it needed to be. He was just worried about the load, not the driver. So make sure the company is all about the driver. The culture is great. I'm in the video now. And you're comfortable with it. If you're not comfortable with it, just let somebody know, and if they want to accommodate it, then they will. If they don't, they're gonna crap on it, and they're gonna treat you like dirt, and then you're gonna feel even worse because the situation ain't what it's supposed to be. So yeah, like, be mindful of that and go take care of your business. And we'll see you out here on the road. Signing out. Come out.